Okay, so we have all the walls up, and now we can start creating some of the doors and openings. Let's go and begin in the living room, where we have a large window that's set right here. Now, if you remember in the drawings and dimensions that we had 21 inches from this left wall and 14 inches from the right wall, and then our window opening. What we'll do is take the tape measure, make sure option is checked on. Remember, that brings up that little plus sign. And we're going to create a guide from this left edge. So we'll click once, move our cursor over, type in 21, enter. Orbit a little bit, zoom in a little bit closer. And from this side, same thing. In this case, we want 14 inches. So that gives us our left edge and our right edge. Now we need the top and bottom edge. For the bottom edge, click again on the bottom. In this case, we want to go up 39 inches. And from there, the window opening is 51 inches. So we're going to click from the guide that we just created and click up 51 inches. Our guides are set. So now we can use the rectangle tool. Remember, shortcut R. You'll see the little intersection. So you'll see a little X right over that point. That lets us know that we're exactly at that intersection. And if you hover long enough, it's actually going to say intersection for you. Click once and click again to end your rectangle. Take push pull, hover over the face, and now we want to push pull this. So click once and push pull this back. And how far back, might you ask? You'll feel it snap to that 6 inches. There are times you may accidentally push it and it gets, somewhere like that back there. You don't want that. That's an error. Just undo. When you push this, you're going to see and feel it sort of snap, and you might get this face. See how that face is flickering? You can actually see the line develop there. And also in the value control box down here. That lets us know that we are in fact at the end of this edge. I'll just undo. A lot of that is really dependent on how your camera angle is. Sometimes SketchUp has a hard time seeing where you are or what you're trying to infer to. So your position and your camera placement is really critical. You don't want to be too far over top of this where you can't really see where your point is. And you don't want to be so straight on that you're not really sure if you're on it or if you're past it. But once you click it, once you're on that face and you click, it's going to delete out the face. So if I orbit, you can see I can have my window cut out. Another way that I like to push pull and to verify that I'm getting that cut out, so I'll just undo. When we push pull and infer to that top edge, because we know that this is the top edge that we want to push back towards. That's going to guarantee that we have that opening. So for the door, what we want to do, instead of using the guides, we're actually going to use move copy and copy this line up 82 inches for our door height, and then push pull the opening through. Now you may be thinking that you could take the line, draw up 82 inches, and then draw over, but that's a lot of steps. With move copy, although you don't think of it right away, it's actually going to save you a lot of time. What you need is just pre-select the line, take the move tool, and begin by moving the point. And notice that it's constraining or locking you into this point. That's because right now it thinks we're just moving it. What we want to do is use the copy feature in the move tool. So in SketchUp, to copy an object or to copy a line, it's actually the move tool and option. So you see as I click option, the little plus sign comes up and it's copying now that line work. We'll use copy again when we start creating the staircase as we copy each and every stair tread down. But in this case, we just want to copy this up. And because we inferred from this point here, we can infer up 82 inches to create our line for our opening. Now just take push pull this back, and we have our opening. Let's keep practicing. So we'll do this window here. There's actually a door and window here. So the door actually is 5 inches off the ground here. So this is where guides are going to be a lot easier than trying to use move copy. So let's draw a guide up 5 inches, and the door is 9 inches from the left side. Door's 32 inches wide. There's 18 inches between the door and the window. And then the window is 27.5 inches wide. The finished floor line for both is 82 inches from the bottom plane. And the window is 48 inches from the ground. So all our guides are set. Just use rectangle tool and just draw these out. Push pull. Remember the wall thickness is the same along here. So if I push this out 6 inches, we can just double click and push that out. This window here, again, guides work great. Let's go from the right side, 16 inches. Then the window is 44 and it is 34 inches from the ground. This window's low. And from the 34, the window opening is 43 inches. So it's a little bit lower than our door height here and the window height here. We'll use the rectangle tool again and push pull. So just double click that, create that opening. Our last window here is this wall, but notice I don't want this guide here because these guides are actually for those windows, not for this window here. We could take the eraser and just erase all the edges, but we did create a lot of guides and it's going to take a little bit of time to actually erase all those. There is a shortcut, and that is if you go to Edit, Delete Guides, it's just going to delete every guide in your model. Now we'll create some more guides. In this case, this window is 50 inches from this left side. It is 58 inches wide, and it comes up 52 inches, and the window is 39 inches tall. A lot of weird random window sizes, but remember, it's an old house. It's got its quirks. So we'll draw the rectangle here and push pull. Last but not least, we have this opening here, and we also have the door opening here. The door opening here is 82 inches, so I'm going to use the Move Copy feature here. So rather than drawing a line up and trying to find 82 inches, we'll do as we did before. Select this line, press M, keyboard shortcut for move, click on the Option key, Control on a Mac. You don't have to hold that down. That's just a toggle on and off. So remember, you can just click that on or off. And let's copy this up 82 inches. Now we can push pull this face because it created that separation there. I can push pull this over to here. Now there is a weird little connection that happens there. And it's really the baseboard's a little off. We can actually just push this back. And let's just push this forward, just that we have a consistent measurement there. So for these two doors, I'm not going to worry about drawing the details of the powder room and the closet. I just want to draw the cutout for the door. So let's delete these guides. And let's start with 2 inches from the side here. For the next measurement, we measured from the edge here. So that's 26 inches from the edge, and then 47 inches from the edge. From this edge here, it's 5.5 inches, and then it's 40 inches for the double door. Perfect. Got my line straight on there. So let's go ahead and push pull this up since this edge really isn't here. Push pull this over like that. And again, 82 inches is our door height. Take a guide up 82. And we can draw our opening here and here. Now notice how this face doesn't erase. That's because that 5.5 inches is narrower than the actual wall here, because this wall is actually only 4 inches. Let's just undo. And let's fix this wall so that it's 4 inches. So I'm just going to push this in 2 inches. So now when we extrude this, it'll create that cutout. This wall here is only 4 inches as well. So let's go ahead and just fix that. Push this in 2 inches. And let's take the line tool and just finish off this powder room, just so that we have the model sort of finished here. And what we're going to do is just take this back from the edge, 6 feet, and then draw over in the red axes so we hit that wall there. I'm going to erase these inner edges here because we don't need those. To create the outer edges of this wall, we first need to pre-select the two lines. So take the line tool, hold down Shift, and select the two outer edges. Then click Offset. You want to offset from this point over to here. Take the push-pull then, and push-pull this up. Now it looks like that window might have a measurement that's off. So before we push-pull, let's hit Escape. Let's move this in 2 inches and see if that makes a difference. Yep, that looks just about right. Now this is also pushed back, so let's push this back to here. Let me undo that so you can see the other side. So this wall pushes back to here, and we now need a wall that connects these two. So let's take a line, draw this straight, and let's draw a guide. It's 4 inches to create our opening there. Now push-pull this up. See how it's bringing up the blue? Remember, press Option. Extrude that up. It's a really narrow powder room there, so I'm not too worried about it. We're not going to show an opening into it, and we're not going to show the window that's there. In the end, we're just going to put a door over this. It's not really part of the visualization that we're trying to achieve. But we do at least want to get this relationship here where the end of the wall is and where this window starts. So that's all the doors and windows. Now we can move on and actually start to clean up some of the geometry and make the second floor so that we can start creating the floors and the ceiling and the staircase.